here are 7 Sonic characters who perfectly represent the 7 deadly sins. So let's get right into it. Starting with lust, which is best shown by none other than Rouge the Bat, whose obsessive desires have been putting entire missions at risk for over 2 decades. Now, before the comments go crazy, lust isn't just about attraction, it's about uncontrollable craving, the kind that makes you betray your allies and abandon all common sense just to get what you want. And Rouge, she is consumed by one thing above all else: jewels. Back in Sonic Adventure 2, Rouge infiltrates Eggman's base as a double agent working for Gun. She had one job, and the moment she laid eyes on the Chaos Emeralds, that job became an afterthought. She nearly got herself killed trying to steal the Master Emerald from the very same shrine she was supposed to help protect. And when Knuckles saved her life after all that, she couldn't even say thank you without turning it into flirtatious banter about the emerald. The disrespect is insane. But it doesn't stop there. In Sonic 06, the literal timeline is collapsing, and this woman is arguing about gems. In Sonic X, she switches sides depending on who's offering the better treasure. In Sonic Prime, same energy, different universe, same obsession. It does not matter what reality she's in. Rouge will always choose desire over duty. Someone in the community once said, Rouge would sell out the planet for a cubic zirconia if it was shiny enough. And honestly, they're not wrong. But while Rouge's unquenchable lust has nearly cost her everything, Knuckles, the echidna sin of sloth, would cost him something far bigger. The one thing he was literally born to protect. Now, sloth isn't just about being lazy, it's about negligence, failing to act when action is needed. And Knuckles has one job, one single job: guard the Master Emerald. He is comically, historically, legendarily bad at like an egg. Bro got finessed by the most obvious villain in gaming history, multiple times. In Sonic Adventure, Eggman strolls up to Angel Island and takes the Master Emerald like it's a grocery run. In SA2, Knuckles panics and shatters the thing himself to protect it, which is like burning your house down to stop a burglary. Bro really said, can't steal it if it doesn't exist, and thought he ate. And real quick, if you're enjoying this breakdown, hit that subscribe button. Less than half of you watching right now are actually subscribed, and we've got way more Sonic content coming. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's next. Alright, back to it. In the movies, his gullibility is played for laughs, but highlights the same flaw. In Sonic Boom, enemies use him like a chess piece every other episode. The fans have had a field day too. Knuckles' real superpower is believing everything he's told, and that's not even an exaggeration. The tragedy is that the potential is there. When he locks in, he's one of the strongest characters in the franchise. But the ability goes to waste because he's too gullible to do the one thing he was put on this earth to do. Guard the emerald, Knuckles. Just guard the emerald. If Knuckles' sloth is frustrating, what comes next is on a completely different level. Your planet. Wrath. Pure, unfiltered rage born from pain. And no character in the Sonic universe carries more of it than Shadow the Hedgehog. Shadow's origin is drenched in tragedy. He watched Maria, his best friend, the only person who ever showed him genuine kindness, get gunned down by gun soldiers. Following this, he was sealed away for 50 years. And when he finally broke free in SA2, his friend on it. That's not a villain with a master plan. That's Wrath with nowhere to go. And the terrifying part, he almost succeeded. If it weren't for Sonic and Amy triggering a memory of Maria's final wish, Shadow would have let the Ark crash into the planet and wipe out everyone. And what makes it worse is that his anger is always justified. Gunn murdered Maria. Professor Gerald was executed. The people Shadow was created to help turned on him. In his solo game, multiple routes have him siding with Black Doom against humanity, and every time, you understand why. You don't agree, but you get it. That's scarier than any cartoon villain. Even after redemption, the anger never leaves. In Shadow Generations, the moment Mephilas shows his face, that fury reignites instantly. In the movies, Keanu Reeves' Shadow carries that same wounded rage. The fans said it best: Shadow didn't choose violence, violence was chosen for him. Shadow chose to honor Maria instead of avenging her, but the wrath is always simmering, always one bad day away from erupting. But while Shadow's wrath is fueled by loss, the next sin is driven by something far less noble, because Dr. Eggman's greed isn't born from tragedy, it's born from an ego that refuses to stop taking. Greed, the insatiable desire for more, and nobody in the Sonic universe is hungrier than Dr. Eggman. This man has an IQ of 300. He could cure diseases. He could advance civilization overnight. Instead, he builds robot armies powered by enslaved woodland creatures. That's not ambition, that's greed wearing a lab coat. Back in Sonic Unleashed, he cracked the planet in half. Not to destroy it, but to build on it. For Sonic Colors, he kidnapped an entire alien race to power an amusement park nobody asked for. In Sonic Forces, Bro conquered the world for 6 months, and his first move was branding it. He took over the planet and turned it into merch. He can't. Greed doesn't allow for self-reflection. As someone put it, Eggman's real enemy was never Sonic. It was himself. But unlike Eggman, who wants to take everything, the next character is driven by something sadder: envy, the desperate need to become something he was never meant to be. Envy, the desire to be someone else, to replace them entirely. And Metal Sonic doesn't just envy Sonic, he wants to erase him and take his place. Metal was built to be Sonic. Same speed, same design, same moves. But he'll never actually be him. He's a copy. And somewhere in that programming, he knows it. Back in Sonic Heroes, Metal went rogue because he couldn't accept being second best. He copied the data of every hero, shapeshifted into Eggman to manipulate 4 teams, betrayed his own creator, and transformed into Metal Overlord, all to prove one thing: that he was the real Sonic. His most revealing line: "I'll show you who the real Sonic is." That's not a battle cry, that's envy screaming into the void. In the IDW comics, it only gets worse. Neo Metal Sonic returns, absorbs Shadow's biodata, steals the Master Emerald, and becomes Master Overlord. Every upgrade, every transformation, all chasing the same impossible goal. Metal can match the speed. He can replicate every move, but he can never replicate the spirit. And that gap between copy and original is what makes his envy so tragic. He's not evil because he was programmed to be, he's evil because no matter what he does, he can never be enough. That's genuinely sad when you think about it. But while Metal's envy drives him to chase what he'll never reach, the next character's pride has him convinced he's already there, and that overconfidence might be the most dangerous sin of all. Pride. And who else could it be but the Blue Blur himself? Sonic's identity is built on ego. He's the fastest thing alive, and he will never let you forget it. Right. He waggles his finger at literal gods. He charged at a time-devouring sun deity in Sonic 06 with the energy most people bring to a normal jog. That's not courage, that's ego at the speed of sound. And this pride is an exploitable weakness. Back in Sonic Unleashed, his overconfidence led him directly into Eggman's trap. He didn't stop to think, just charged in because he's Sonic. Result? Planet cracked in half, turned into a werehog. his fault. In the movies, same pattern every time. He can't stop showboating. Even when his friends are literally begging him to slow down, he cannot humble himself. Sonic Frontiers stranded him alone on the Starfall Islands. No allies, no swagger. And what did he do the second he powered up? Went super and charged headfirst into a cosmic horror. No plan, pure pride. As one fan put it, Sonic's biggest enemy has never been Eggman. It's his own ego. He'll save the world every time, but only because he's too proud to imagine a reality where he doesn't. But while Sonic's pride fuels heroism, our final sin takes excess somewhere else entirely. And honestly, this might be the funniest matchup on the list. And finally, gluttony, the sin of excess, of consuming without purpose, without restraint, without any awareness of what's happening around you. And nobody embodies this like Big the Cat. Big's existence revolves around fishing and finding Froggy. That's it. Back in Sonic Adventure, the developers gave him an entire playable campaign. And what was it? Fishing minigames. While Chaos, a literal god of destruction, was flooding Station Square, Big was sitting at a lake with a rod in his hand, completely unbothered. Thousands in danger, water deity rampaging, and Big's priority? Catching his frog. That's not laziness. Sloth is a different sin. This is single-minded, purposeless consumption that borders on philosophical. Big doesn't consume food, he consumes nothingness. The world could be ending in every direction, and this man would still be at the pond, waiting for a bite. The community never let him live it down. Big got a whole campaign and used it to go fishing during the apocalypse. This man is the most unbothered character in fiction. Chaos is literally flooding the city, and Big is out here catching bass. And every single one of those is accurate. In a franchise of characters destroying themselves with wrath, pride, and greed, Big just wants to fish. A whole campaign slot, and he used it to catch a frog. And honestly, part of me kind of respects it. In the end, these 7 characters perfectly demonstrate the 7 deadly sins, each carrying a flaw so deep it defines everything about them. From Rouge's lust to Knuckles' sloth, Shadow's wrath, Eggman's greed, Metal's envy, Sonic's pride, and Big's gloriously pointless gluttony. But did I get the matchups right? Should Shadow be wrath or pride? Does Knuckles deserve sloth? Who did I leave out? Drop your takes in the comments, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We've got a lot more to break down.